at the movies today, and an Olympic-class skier becomes an FBI target.
And a 16-year-old is kidnapped, and his billionaire grandfather refuses to pay his ransom.
Film critic Michael Cook is here to review two movies surprisingly based off of true events.
Yes, two movies on true stories. So let's talk about the first one. It's called Molly's Game. This stars Jessica Chastain. Based on the true story, Jessica Chastain's character first tried to be an Olympic skier, then an injury sidelined her from following that dream. So she moves to LA and eventually, through a course of events, starts running a high-stakes, celebrity-based poker game with movie stars and powerful people. Eventually, as we see from the very beginning, she gets arrested because of supposed ties to the mafia, so on and so forth. But Jessica Chastain's character refuses to name names, and her whole part of her game and is just sticking true to herself and not ratting out the people who entrusted her with their lives. Her attorney is played by Idris Elba, and they do a fantastic job of having a very wonderful professional relationship. This is directed by Aaron Sorkin, the famous screenwriter who did West Wing, The Social Network, and this is his first directorial movie, his directorial debut, and frankly he does a fantastic job. It's a fast-paced movie. It keeps you engaged and interested throughout the film. Jessica Chastain, I think, is just fantastic in everything she does. I really enjoyed this movie. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
I was waiting the whole time for it, but it never came.
It's a good, solid movie. If you like poker, even better. You get to see it. Now, the next one to talk about is called All the Money in the World, also based on a true story. In the early 1970s, there was a billionaire called J. Paul Getty, and his grandson, Paul, was kidnapped in Italy and held hostage for months on end. The story is famous because Getty, although being a billionaire, refused to pay the ransom for his grandson, thinking, if I pay one ransom, then I've got 14 other grandchildren, I have to pay it all. Of course, he was just also a miserable, cheap man on top of that. Mark Wahlberg is his staffer who he hires to try to help bring the boy back. Michelle Williams plays his mother, and all three of them are fantastic in their roles. This movie is also famous because Kevin Spacey was supposed to play the J. Paul Getty character. In fact, they filmed the whole movie, but the sexual harassment charges came out, and Ridley Scott filmed all the scenes.
Reshoot it?
They reshot everything with Christopher Plummer in that role.
I thought he was in this movie. So.
Yeah, exactly. But Christopher Plummer fills in nicely. The movie, it's a bit thriller, bit drama. Now, at times it does drag a little bit, which brought down the score because at a certain point you wanted it's 2 hours and 2 minutes long.
Let's go.
Let's move it along. But it's still, I thought it was an engaging movie. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
So two good. It's cold this weekend. You got two good flicks to see.
There you go. Michael, thanks so much. We'll be right back.